So I did this tutorial on how to part your hair for straight back braids, and everybody all over my socials loved it. So I wanted to give you guys the full version. Let's go. Whenever I do straight back braids, my biggest issue with parting is not knowing how wide or narrow my parts need to be as they get to the back. Obviously, the back needs to be more narrow than the front because the nape of your hair is a lot more narrow than the front. So in order to resolve that, what I do is I break it down into 3 sections: the front, the middle, and then the back, and I part them separately. And this works so well for me to maintain consistent parts from the front to the back. I don't know if you've ever done straight back braids and ran out of space for your last braid in the back, where you start in the front and then you just kind of like run out of space in the back at the nape of your neck, so that braid just doesn't completely come all the way to the back. So that is my biggest issue, and this is how you resolve that. I always part the middle braid first. I knew I was going to be doing 5 braids. So in order to have like an anchor braid, I would do the middle section first, and then I would separate the sections on the side of each side of that middle section into 2. And if that didn't make sense, that's okay, because I'm going to go a little bit deeper as we go along. So here you see me parting my hair for the middle braid first. Now that braid needs to go straight back. So that is what I'm using as my anchor, as my guide, to make sure that all of the rest of my braids are on point and they're all where they need to be. So as I'm doing this, I am making sure that the front braids all go straight back. So whenever you part for straight back braids, sometimes I feel like we tend to angle the part in, and it actually in this front section needs to go straight back. When you look at yourself from the front, you want it to look like your braids are actually going straight back and the parts are not angling in. There should be no narrowing. So this front section, make sure that as wide as they are in the beginning, that's how wide they are at the end of the part, if that makes sense. Now, when the ones that I did in the back, you'll notice that I kind of angled those and made those come to a point. That is how you want to do this to make it look, to make sure that you have room, ensure you have room in the back when it's time for you to braid that last braid, right? So now you are only left with connecting the 2 sections. So you have to connect the front section to the back section. And this middle part is really important because this is really what's going to affect the way that your braids flow. So you want to make sure that they are all curving at the same amount. So you want to try to get that same angle on all of your braids, and so that none of them look like they're going into the other braid section. You want it to look very consistent and almost make these braids look like they're spooning each other. Okay. So that's what you see me doing here, just connecting the front to the back. And this really is the foundation for any number of straight back braids. If you wanted to go further and break these sections down into smaller sections, so like take each large section and make it 4 braids or 3 braids, however you want to do it, by all means do that. But using this foundation and breaking it down into bite-sized pieces really helps me to keep everything nice and consistent. And I feel like this is what really takes your hairstyle to the next level and gives it that professional, polished finish. And this is what's going to separate you from just like a braid down for a sew-in and a style, like it looks like it styled straight back braids. So I really hope this helps somebody. I put these on my socials as a short, like a short form video, and everybody really loved this video. They said that it was very helpful. So I decided to do a longer video for my YouTube. So I hope you guys appreciate it and love it. And if you do, make sure you subscribe so that you have my future content, and comment if you have any questions or concerns. I love and things with you guys. So you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoy your long